up? In this video, I'm going to be going over the essential system design concepts for a complete beginner. If you don't know who I am, I'm Raymond Jones. I've read Designing Data-Intensive Applications, Alex Hsu's Volume 1, Volume 2, other system design books, and I'm going to be just breaking down and going into what are the things you need to know about system design. One of the first things I want to talk about is that the things that 99% of apps have, right? And it's just these functions. And this function like covers most of what system design is, right? If you read like those books that I mentioned, if you watch YouTube channels, they're probably going to be talking about one of these things. The core thing is like the most obvious one is displaying data to users. If you have Ticketmaster, you're going to be displaying the list of tickets that users can purchase. If you have a YouTube, like design YouTube, as your interview question, displaying YouTube videos can also be like, one of those requirements. So there's a lot of overlap between all of these apps. And the more you actually like learn, the more you cover, like if you cover design YouTube, you watch a YouTube video on it, well, you just learned how to display user, like data to a user at a high level. And then if you go in, oh, well, now you have, and if you go in and, oh, now you have searching and filtering. Okay, well, that's another thing that you're gonna have. And how many apps can you search and filter data? A lot of apps. And so system design isn't about like this amorphous thing. You can take it and you can bucket it down. Just like with the Blind 75, where we saw that you could actually bucket algorithms into like their most needed aspects. This is like a list, and it's a very poor list because I didn't spend time. I spent maybe 10 minutes like just writing this out. But in my experience, like just reading from all those books, I've seen so many that are like, oh, well, what can we send notifications to users? Can we do analytics? Do we want to do privacy of user data? Authentication, user profiles. But the main ones that I see in 99, like probably 80% is displaying data to users, searching and filtering. Sometimes there's geolocation, so you can have things like Yelp, you can have things like Uber, that Google Maps that takes in your location and does something with it. The biggest one is displaying data and searching and filtering it. You will see so many apps where you're going to be doing this, and so many system design problems you're going to be coming up with doing this is displaying data and then searching and filtering it. And the more applications you start designing, like you're going to get really good at these like topics, is what I'll call them, right? And then we can even have geolocation as a topic, right? Where you can have something like Google, design Google Maps, design Uber, and where you're taking in design Yelp, where you're taking in like some location parameters and doing some things on those things. Translations. This is another thing that's worldwide, like application wide globally. It's across the board where applications probably going to be wanting to translate things. Now that said, in a system design interview, you're not going to see this. In a product interview, they're probably going to want you to talk about the user experience and, oh, like how can we appeal to like all the users, right? As opposed to system design where we don't actually care about like translating stuff. We just let the users handle that or whatever. Other thing too, collecting payments. Every application that you design has money integrated into it. That's why they're apps, so that they can make money, and they're all going to have like some ways to collect payments. So how do you handle that, right? Like, and you're going to see that in the app. So maybe some system design problems you see are going to talk about Stripe, or some of them will literally be like the payment, like that actual payment, like collector thing. And the point of me going over all this again is just so you know that like that you chunk down all those problems, and these are all bucketed. You get login functionality, user profiles, right? You can bucket all these together and get really good. You might be really bad at authentication because you never actually did that. So then you need to look into it so that you're more prepared. And then when you start asked questions, you say, oh, well, I did design YouTube, design TikToks, not that much different, right? Oh, we're both just uploading videos. Oh, people are liking them. Oh, people are commenting on them. And the systems aren't really different. Yeah, sure, you don't know design TikTok, you never did it before, but you did design YouTube, so you're really good. So the best way to get good at system design if you're new is, I think, is just to understand this like kind of bucketing system, and that the more system design problems you do, the more you're going to understand it, the faster you're going to get, the better questions you're going to be able to ask for your interviewer to narrow down those things, and the job offer that you get, or you just understand systems better. But okay. The next thing I want to go over is the functional requirements, non-functional requirements. So this is the second part of a system design interview. It's you have the application, what does it actually do? And then you have like some underlying assumptions that you're going to make from it. So if you have Ticketmaster, like you probably don't want people to hack into it, right? That is like a non-functional requirement. It's not actually, I feel like non-functional requirements are just things that aren't explicitly stated. Like it's something that you kind of have to derive from just the situation. Like, yes, I don't want people to hack other people's emails if I build a email service provider. I don't want people to leave like spam reviews or things like that. And then again, too, we've had like availability versus consistency. I don't want my banking application to ever show that a user has like $1 million. Although I might not want it to always be available 24/7, but I want to make sure that that never happens. For example, I don't know. That's a crazy example, but the overall point of what I'm saying is that, you can have these things you can infer, scalability. If something has 1 million users, we want scalability. We can infer that we want it to be scalable. And in my opinion, like these are like the 99, like this is like the majority of like things when someone says, oh, like what can an app should do or should not do. These are like the main things in my opinion. I might be missing this again. I spent 10 minutes making this list, but so, we have availability versus consistency, scalability, durability. If it goes down, are we going to lose all of our data? Low latency. So we don't want things to run like super, super slow. Is it high reads or high writes? Do we want to protect user data? It really depends on like the application you're building, but it's going to have like some combo of these would be my guess. Is some combo of these are going to be included, or they're going to be disincluded, not included. And here's something else I'm working on right now, which is that 99% of system design interviews have caching, load balancing. Like I want to know what these concepts are that they have. Like every system design interview I feel like has a cache. Like it's like something that's probably wants to be talked about at some point. Every system design interview is gonna have a load balancer because like they care about scale or whatever. Like most, I would say like the majority of them, unless you're interviewing at like some super small like niche startup that's not even thinking about the concept of of scaling. Leader follower, like it's probably happening. Horizontal scaling for sure, right? That's just how you build scalability. And then NoSQL versus SQL is another one that's gonna comes up. Like anytime you need to store data, which is in almost every application, you need to store data. How do you want to store it? Do you want to use SQL? Do you want to use NoSQL? And then there's even like some advanced stuff where you just don't even use SQL, or you don't use either, and then you go into like a time series database, right? There's a lot of ways that you can store data, and there's a lot of variations, but if we're more advanced, I would say time series, and then I would probably say like there's another one, I don't remember what it is, like write ahead log, where you just literally just pure log. But this is a quick video. I did want to go over this because I think these concepts again are really important, and this is how I'm thinking about it. This is how I'm prepping for my meta interview, and for my meta system design, is that being able to just immediately know what do I need to narrow down on. They're going to give you some app, and you need, the goal of a system design interview is that you narrow down what is it that they want here. Oh, they don't care about login functionality. Oh, they don't care about this. They don't care about this. Oh, they don't care about this. Okay. Oh, they don't care about this. Okay, so we only need to do these. Cool. And once you do that, then you just built that for them, and you kind of already, you could learn these from like doing other problems. So all I want to say is, yeah, that's kind of my theory, my approach to system design. Maybe it's wrong. I like it, and I guess we'll see how this works out for me. And thanks for watching. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys for when you're doing your system design. You just kind of understand that like it's not that much stuff for system design. That's why it's easier than Leetcode too, because a lot of this stuff isn't that much. And easier in the sense that like you can spend 1,000 hours doing Leetcode, but this is really, I mean, you don't need to spend 10,000 hours doing system design. It's it's not that crazy. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if this was helpful. If you guys want one-on-one advice with me, hop onto my school community. I've got it down in the description below. I'm going to give you one-on-one advice on a call. You just got to join it, and completely free. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys. Peace.